everyone, welcome to Study IQ English. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you know what Sustainable Development Goals 13, 14 and 15 deal with? You can share your answer in the comment box because such questions are important as we prepare for the upcoming UPSC Prelims exam for 2026. And now we are looking at a topic from GS Paper 3, Biodiversity Conservation. If you remember, just a few days before I had spoken to you about Project Cheetah, which Indian government introduced in order to protect the species of cheetahs who were almost getting extinct in India, and therefore India started flowing in cheetahs from Namibia. And the key area that was making news was the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. There we also spoke about translocation. We also spoke about topics like in situ and ex situ conservation. Whereas during in situ conservation, you make sure that you do the arrangements for protecting and managing wildlife within the area to which they belong. But in ex situ, you sometimes have to move the animals out of their existing habitat. And that's exactly what has happened here in the case of Asiatic wild buffalo. Now you can look at two national parks here which are making news. One is the Kaziranga in Assam. You may have often heard about it because of the one-horned rhinoceros population. The other happens to be Kanha Tiger Reserve, and we are looking at Madhya Pradesh. You may have several times heard about the Maikal mountain range. And we are looking exactly at that area. So what has happened? The government is planning to translocate about 50 and more species of Asiatic wild buffaloes from Kaziranga sanctuary in Assam all the way to Madhya Pradesh Kanha to protect their species in order to expand their habitat. And this is a perfect example of scientifically led, expert-led wildlife management, wildlife intervention. So what's happening? Here on the map, you can have a look at Kaziranga, northeast Assam. Remember, recently I have also discussed about the Deepor Beel, a very important wetland from this area that is experiencing acute land degradation right now. Now coming back to this topic, about 50 Asiatic wild buffaloes will now be shifted from here, Kaziranga, all the way up to the Kanha Tiger Reserve. Why? Because initially there was an experiment. We started with about 5 to 6 buffaloes as in a pilot mode. And then later it showed that it can be a successful translocation. So this is being done to conserve the species of this animal, to reduce the risk of extinction, which might happen if the species is confined only to one area at a time. And therefore, to create a new population by shifting them, translocating them into another habitat. Now, just as we were talking about the Kuno National Park, we also saw that how there was an automatic translocation where animals themselves from the Kuno are now migrating in the peripheral areas of the national park. Why? Because it is also a wildlife-led initiative. Sometimes animals themselves, in the search of more food, in the search of more habitat for breeding purposes, they do migrate, which is a very natural phenomena, normal phenomena. And here it's being done by the experts. It's a scientifically intervened translocation, and this will improve genetic diversity in the species of Asiatic wild buffalo. This phenomena is therefore called species translocation. We might also call this reintroduction. The purpose is to conserve them from extinction. Now looking at this Asiatic wild buffalo, this is an endangered species, okay? Endangered species. And let's remember it's mainly found in Assam, Kaziranga, then other areas of Assam like the Manas sanctuary. We can find them in Dibru Sekova, which often keeps making news, and at the same time a small population can be found in Chhattisgarh in the Indravati National Park. Okay, so very important to remember, these are the key habitats of the endangered animal Asiatic wild buffalo. At the same time, these are also the state animal of Chhattisgarh. And they are key inhabitants of wet grassland and riverine ecosystem. Now, as we are talking about grassland, do you remember very recently, as India has now only added up to its list of Ramsar wetland convention by having many more wetlands that are critically to be preserved now, I had discussed with you the latest two wetlands that we have introduced. Remember, one was located in the Kutch area of Gujarat. There I had spoken about the bunny grassland. I told you these are one of the largest tropical grasslands of Asia. And in this region, you might also come across a very unique phenomena. It's a natural phenomena that happens owing to decomposition of gases in the marshy wetland here. It is called the cheer butty phenomena. Remember, we had made a very interesting video on that. So keep remembering these facts. And there we had spoken about the chari dhand. That was the wetland we were referring to. So do remember the names of the recently added wetlands also. And now a quick question to you before we proceed with the topic at hand. In which year did India become a member, or in which India did India ratify the Ramsar Convention of 1971? Now, a lot of students are confused between 71, 75, but I want an accurate answer on when did India become a part of this convention. I have multiple times showed you the map of Ramsar, as nowadays we are always almost talking about Iran's map because of the West Asia war. I showed you it's in the northern tip of Iran. So let me know when did India become a member, and today we have almost reached a milestone, and very soon we will have 100 Ramsar sites. So that's an important thing to remember. Now coming back to Asiatic wild buffalo, these are typically surviving in wet grasslands, and today they are experiencing a habitat loss. Why? Because of hybridization. They are experiencing a loss also because of habitat fragmentation, which is the key reason of loss of wildlife in most parts of the country. And now if you look at the Kanha Tiger Reserve located in Madhya Pradesh, where all these Asiatic buffaloes are being translocated, usually it is very famous in Madhya Pradesh as being one of the largest tiger reserve, one of the largest areas contiguous to a national park. It is located in the Mandla and Balaghat districts in central India's largest national park. Okay, that's about 940 square kilometer. When was it created? Back in 1955, and it was declared formally as a tiger reserve back in 1973. It's very famous for its forest species called sal trees. I repeat, sal trees. I keep posting such questions on the Telegram channel. Whether teak or sal, which forest type do they belong to? Which is the most important vegetation found in India? So these are very important, and you can all find them in NCERT grade 10 books. So do remember, with reference to Kanha in Madhya Pradesh, this is having the Sal forest. It's known for that. It has an active corridor. Now, wildlife corridor, whether it's Project Elephant, whether it's Project Cheetah, or whether it's any other program like this translocation program, creating elaborate wildlife corridors are a very key intervention in preventing the loss of species. And here also, this area, Kanha, has an active corridor connection with Pench Tiger Reserve and Achanak Mar Tiger Reserve. So both these are equally important here. And if you talk about tribals that inhabit this area, then these are the Gond tribals and the Beiga tribals. This area is known for forest dwelling communities like these. And therefore, they should also remind you of the FRA, Forest Rights Act in India. It should remind you of the Compensatory Afforestation Program of India. At the same time also NGT, National Green Tribunal, and yes, Environment Protection Act. All these topics are crucial for the UPSC. Now quickly before I end this video, do let me know, as I show you the main question, that which is the largest tribal group in India? This is a question we have done multiple times for GS paper 2 and yet important. So let me know which is the largest tribal group found in India. And now a quick practice question. It's a match the following question. So let me know from the codes which do you think is the valid answer. On the left side you have national parks like Kaziranga, then Kanha Tiger Reserve and Achanak Mar Tiger Reserve. On the right side, you have states like Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. Now keep at the back of your mind which of these are Schedule 6 states, which are Schedule 5 states, because we spoke about tribals. And let me know which of these pairs are valid. You can share your answer in the comment box. Otherwise, you might also find the answer and then look up for it, but make sure you have this information. And for other such important information and updates, do use this QR and become a part of our Telegram channel. A quick reminder that on StudyIQ right now, we are announcing 27 and 2028 batches at a very humble price. For 27, it's beginning at almost 13,999 for more than 1 year. So no matter which language medium you follow, you can join these courses, and in return we give you books, materials, one-on-one mentorship, answer, essay writing, complete GS syllabus, thoroughly covered. Okay, and if you use my code SPLIVE, you get further discount. Remember, the batch is beginning on 26 March for both 27 and 28. So enroll today and do not miss this opportunity, because no time is ever enough given the vastness of UPSC syllabus. What you need is an integrated guidance program which we are ready to offer you at a humble price. But remember, code SPLIVE. So thank you so much.